second to get going. Yeah, buddy, we're on. Sweet. Just taking my computer a little bit to catch up here. Want to be able to see the chat live. Sweet, here we go, we're live. Brilliant. Yeah, bear with me, guys. It takes a few seconds to get these set up compared to the ones where I could just cut this out at the start. So I get asked a lot about running, about the benefits of running, you know, for martial arts training. And I want to really talk about that now. I've got a few points that I'm going to bring up on my own. But if you do catch me now, if you do drop in live, then give me your questions. I've got my PC set up here, I've got my laptop on, so I should be able to see the chat live. That was a problem last time. I didn't have a computer, so the chat was coming up a little bit slowly. If you're new, hit subscribe. I'm going to be doing a lot more of these live streams where you can just talk to me about training and directly ask your questions. If you're not watching this live, if you're catching the recording, then leave your comments below and I'll get back to you. If enough people ask the same question, or if it gets enough thumbs up, then I'll make a video about it anyway. Now, one of the main things people think about when they think running benefits for martial arts is the cardio, is the fitness. And then they think you've got to kind of choose between doing like your long, drawn-out runs or your short sprints. But they both have a place, they really do. If you're a competitive martial artist, then you should really be running. You really do need to be doing it. Take the professionals, for example, top fighters in the world, top country for kickboxing, Thailand. Muay Thai kickboxers will run for an hour or so before they even start hitting the bags, before they even start hitting the pads. Now, it's not a sprint. You can't sprint for that long. It's a long, easy jog, usually first thing in the morning when it's not too hot. They'll go out and do the run, and then the second session of the day, they'll usually skip for a lot longer or do some tire work, bouncing up and down on tires. The reason they're doing this is twofold. First of all, to increase the heart and your lungs capacity to just keep you going, to increase your VO2 max, but to also increase the size of your blood vessels so you can physically get more blood. The more blood you can get through, the more nutrients you can carry to where it's needed at the time. Okay. The second main benefit of doing lots of long distance running is the impact. The impact on your legs is really important. It's going to improve your bone density and also the strength of your muscles. So in a martial art where you're going to be taking kicks to the leg, you're going to be taking shots to your lower body, you need to be strong enough to take that. And one of the ways to build yourself up without just being hit all the time is to go and run for long periods of time. Now, when we went to go and train in Thailand, we were training with all the professionals. We were taking some of our mid guys to top guys, some of our beginners, but everybody gets treated the same. You would start every session with at least an hour of cardio. So that would be a run, and that would be anywhere from 5 to 10 kilometers, depending on how fit you were or how fit you wanted to be. Now, the fighters who live out there, they've got no choice. You have to do it. You're contracted to do it. We were out there, you know, to train as, you know, full-time martial artists, but I wasn't a fighter. I wasn't a member of one of the gyms out there. So, you know, we could take it or leave it. If you wanted the respect, you had to do it. You know, we were only there for 2 weeks, so it was a case of, you know, winning the respect. If you wanted to be treated well on the pads, then you've got to really show that you've earned that. Now, what about short runs? Okay, so we've got to consider short runs as well. You know, your hill climbs, your stair climbs, your sprints, your short runs, okay, your interval running. That's really important because think about when you're fighting. Fighting isn't a slow, long, drawn-out process. Fights can last for a long time, don't get me wrong. You know, a fight can be over in a second, or a fight can take days. You know, think about it in the scale of armies. They can be fighting for days and days without rest, days and nights without rest. So it really depends. But if you're thinking about a short fight, when you clash with somebody, you can't just take your time. It's got to be explosive. It's in the moment. Bam, 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 bam. You've got to be quick, so your body has to be able to deal with that too. So if you think, you know, marathon runner running pretty much the same pace for most of the run, that's not going to help you in a fight. Yeah, you're going to be able to recover, but what good is recovering if you're just destroyed in the first exchange? So you've got to be fit enough to be explosive. You've got to be fit enough to be able to recover. So these are the main benefits of running, but there are psychological benefits to running as well. Most of your martial arts training, it should be specific, so you should be sparring. You should be doing your mirror work, you should be on the pads, you should be training with partners. It should always be martial arts based. Now your extra training, your cross training, so your weights, your running, things like that to help your cardio, they give you a mental break. If I'm doing the same training every day, every single day, that takes a whole lot of discipline and a whole lot of effort to keep up. Depending on your motivations, you might not be able to stick to that. So you're going to need something to break it up. Listen, the best in the world do this. So you need to mix it up somehow. So you get the physical benefits. We want to improve our heart and our lungs capacity, to have a greater load over a longer period of time. We want to have a greater output over short blasts as well. So we need to be aerobically fit and we need to be anaerobically fit. So you need to be able to replace that oxygen and you need to be able to work when you can't immediately replace it as well. But you need to be mentally switched on. If you're mentally drained, then it doesn't matter if what you're doing is classed as an efficient type of training. You could be doing the best type of training, okay? But if you're mentally switched off, you're not going to benefit from it the same. Okay, now when should you run? When should you run? I make the case about the Thai boxers in Thailand running in the morning. That's purely because of the climate. That's purely because if you went outside and you were running in the middle of the day or later in the day, it's too hot and you're going to get sick. You're going to wear yourself down too much. The aim is to build yourself up, not break yourself down completely. Yeah. So they would run in the morning. Me, I personally love to train in the morning. Then it frees up the rest of my day. I'm about to go on a run now, which is kind of the impetus to answer these questions about running that I've been having quite recently. So, I hope it answers a few of your questions. If you're one of those people that's left that comment about running, then I hope this answers them for you. So my run today, I'm going to be doing about 4 miles. It's not too far, mostly flat, which is unusual for where I live. I'm in the Dark Peak. And if you Google the Dark Peak, you'll just see it's got some of the most awesome terrain going. We've got some of the best moorland in the world here. But I've got a nice flat track to run down. I've got a nice trail run to go and do. There's some beautiful views. I'm going to take a few clips actually and make a little music video for you after this. So, if you want to come back and enjoy that, that'd be cool too. So I'm trying to get those benefits of just releasing my mind, having a moving meditation. So I'm going to be getting the benefits of getting fitter and working on my muscles, working on that bone density, that impact, bam, bam, bam. Okay, but I need a mental break from hitting the bag and I've been doing a lot of weight training recently, which has been awesome. It's been 7 years since I could lift weights properly and it's been doing my head, it's been killing me. This shoulder has just been an absolute pain. But for the last 3-4 weeks, I've been back under the heavy bar. I've been doing a really intense program. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that in another video. So if you have any questions about weight training for martial arts, I'll answer them and you'll be able to see the results. So I'll be able to go from now, like recovering from shoulder surgery, through to putting more and more muscle on and seeing my strength improve. So just to give you an idea of where I'm at right now, that's a ghost. To give you an idea of where I'm at, bench press, I'm bench pressing the barbell. I got a PR yesterday, which is my PR since surgery. It's 45 kilos for 5 reps, which is good for me. I did that for a couple sets. I'm squatting about the same. Today would have been a leg day, but it's been so intense that I'm just going for a run. I'm going to do some heavy squatting in my next squatting session. I should be pushing 50 kilos, which again is not a lot. I know some people would lift that in their sleep on one leg, but for me, it's more than I was able to lift recently. Until recently, I didn't even have the flexibility to get my shoulder in position. So today is a light session for my legs, a light session for my mind. Now, as always, I hope your training is going well. I'll see you in the next video. Peace. Catch you later.